Coach T podcast, and the NFL show is presented by Turner Sports Training, TST.
What's up?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
You're all good. How's it going, man?
Man, good, man. Just really busy, man. Those night practices kick my butt sometimes, man.
Oh, I bet.
I'm there all day, bro.
Yeah. Hey, but like you said, 72 points, it's working.
Bro, we had 65 at half, man.
Jesus, man. That's crazy.
Our school record is 72. So
so you tied it? Dang.
We tied it. We didn't know until like after the game. So I mean,
dang.
And then we're 73.5 point favorites this week. Playing East Chicago. So yeah, man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hey. You know what time it is? Yeah. You know what time it is?
You are watching a master at work.
Some people are probably like, what time is it? You know what time it is.
Showtime.
Welcome, fans. You are now back to the Coach T NFL show with Kyle and Hicks. Tonight will be a little bit different. Unfortunately, we will not go over our stock up or stock down, and we will not do our power rankings. We're sorry about that, fans, but just a little bit short on time this week. It's actually getting really late, so we got to make sure we actually get some rest, some shut-eye for this week or for tonight. But we will do our pick the winner segment, so we will provide that for you guys. But again, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming out. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us, listening to us. But before we get into the pick the winner segment, Kyle, Hicks, how you guys doing?
Go ahead, Hicks.
Oh, well, feeling good. My team didn't win this week. That's been happening a lot, but other than that, feeling good, ready to get some picks going.
Yes, sir. You know, we're in here feeling well. Just quick, shout out to my Mishawaka caveman out there. We are going to be we got a bye last week as the first round of our sectional started. So we got our first game in the playoffs this week facing Concord High School. It's a big game. Shout out to you guys. Colts got the dub. Mishawaka Caveman gonna get the dub this Friday. I'm feeling great.
Man, you feeling good over there. Kyle's the only one where he can actually sit up in here and say he actually has a real legit NFL team. Because between the Eagles, the Lions, we don't show up for nothing. I honestly, it's really looking like you say multiple wins for the Lions, Kyle. I don't think they're gonna get that, man. Like I think we may go over, bro. Like legit, but shout out to Mishawaka, your caveman. Shout out to my Brickies. We actually won 72-10 last week against Griffith, and now we play East Chicago. I think we're 73.5 point favorites somehow, some way. I don't even know who comes up with these numbers, but so school record for our points is 72 points. We tied it last week, so I guess we got to break the school record just to be able to cover that number. But anywho, man, so shout out to the high school teams still playing. Shout out to the high school coaches, and then shout out to, I guess, the Colts, man, because you guys are the only team representing of us co-hosts for this NFL show that are actually winning. Because my Lions are bad. The Eagles, maybe not as bad, but they're bad. So I don't know, Hicks, man. We got a long way to go, man. Long NFL season for our teams.
So you actually came up on my show earlier today. Like they were trying to clown me and my fanhood. And then I said, well, there's the other host on my other show is a Lions fan. He said, what? How is that possible?
He's like, do those even exist? I get that a lot. I am a legitimate Lions fan. And that goes back to when the Lions played in the Silverdome, the Pontiac Silverdome. I was born in Pontiac, lived there for the first 5-6 years of my life. And then we moved maybe 10 minutes down the road to Auburn Hills. So the Lions played right in my backyard, literally 10 minutes from where I live. So I had no choice but to be a Lions fan. That's when they had Barry Sanders and Herman Moore and Robert Porcher and Scott Mitchell, all those guys. But yeah, it has been a lot of lean years. But no one wants to hear about my Lions. What we do want to hear about is a Thursday matchup. And again, the segment we'll do today will be our Pick the Winner segment.
Talk to him.
So we'll start in Arizona for that Thursday night matchup. we have Green Bay facing the Arizona Cardinals. Green Bay seemingly will be without Devontae Adams, who's on the virus list. I think that, if I heard it correctly, Alan Lazard, their other receiver, I think he may be out, or is at least questionable for this game. A few trends here. We have Green Bay is obviously 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games, but in those 5 games, they're also 5-0 against the spread. In Arizona, same thing. They're 5-0 because they're undefeated in their last 5 games, and also 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games. So something has to break in terms of against the spread in this matchup. We will begin with Kyle. Pick the winner.
Yes, sir. So this one's a real tough for me because, again, I've been on the Cardinals train for a while now, and they're still the last undefeated team. I picked against them last week. I did think they were to get their first loss. I was unfortunately incorrect. They proved me wrong there. With this is going to be a tough matchup. I'm going to go the Cardinals just because until they do lose, I don't think I'm going to bet against them again. Saying that, I do think, and obviously having Devontae out, that's a big decision for me there. But as much as I love A-Rod, I do think it would not surprise me if the Packers would give the Cardinals their first loss this week. But until proven otherwise, I'm going with the Cards.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals, too. I honestly think the Packers are, I'm not going to say they're a bad team because obviously they've been winning, but they've kind of not beat a ton of tough people. So especially their last few games, they're coming off wins like Washington, Chicago. The Bengals are a good team that they beat in overtime, but that was even kind of a weird field goal situation. So I think Arizona, this is a chance at least for them to come out and show some dominance. I think they do that. I'm going to go Arizona.
Yeah, short week like this, Thursday night game, you lose arguably the best receiver in the NFL for this game. If Alan Lazard is out, and I'm not confirming that either way, but that's just what I saw on Twitter. Maybe he's out. So if you have your top 2 receivers out for the Packers, I know Aaron Rodgers. Now, against the number, I think the spread is 6.5. I mean, for whatever reason, I do like the Packers to cover that. I mean, to me, you do have Aaron Rodgers, so you feel like you always have a chance. But if we're talking about actually winning the game, winning this matchup on a short week, I'd be a fool to take the Arizona Cardinals, man. Baby Yoda, talk about him, MVP favorite right now. Yeah, I gotta go Cardinals reluctantly, but I have to go Cardinals at home. They win this game.
Talk to him.
Our next game we have, let's see what we want to go with. We have the LA Rams facing the Houston Texans. In this matchup, the Rams, they are 14.5 point favorites on the road. 48 points is the over-under. The Rams, they are 4-1 straight up in their last 5 road games. And a couple over-under trends here. The total has gone under in 4 of Houston's last 5 games. However, the total has gone over in 4 of Houston's last 5 home games. So at home, their games have been going over. Overall, their games have gone under recently. So Kyle, we'll begin with you. Pick the winner.
Yeah, so this one, I don't think it's going to be a too hard one. I'm going to go the Bills. Texans got a lot to figure out, but quarterback, running back, receivers, and they really ain't got no one. So, I'm going to go Bills big on this one. And then if I actually...
Did I say Bills? Sorry. It's the Rams.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, actually, no. It was, that's why I mixed sales around. I'm looking at another game here. But yeah, I'm for sure going to go Rams by a lot. This is also going to... Nope, I lied. That's a different game. So, yeah, I'm just going to go Rams a lot on this one.
I'm going to go Rams, too. I mean, I don't think it's, any big surprise. So, Rams by a lot. I don't know if it's a blowout game, but definitely mention it for that.
I'm going with the Rams too. I don't see Houston. Actually, I'm hoping for some teams that lose, so my Lions don't look as bad. But the Rams, they clearly win this game. You talking the actual number, 14.5 points. I've been kind of on the Houston train in terms of them covering those large numbers. The Rams are just too good, and I saw what the Cardinals did. And honestly, the Cardinals against Houston last week, they didn't play their best game, and they still covered the 20 points. So I got to take the Rams, and I got to take them big in this matchup. I think they win by at least 17 points.
Isn't it weird? Last week, the Texans scored 5.
Hey,
5.
yeah.
They scored 5 points.
Hey, speaking of that, which actually I'm glad we're talking about it real quick. I want to basically give a big congrats to the NFL for having a scoregami game.
Yes,
for all you fans out there who don't know what that means, basically, it is the first time ever that has been a score in the NFL. All right, so that's something special. They call it scoregami, 5-31, first time we've ever seen it, and who knows if it'll be the last.
That is pretty cool. And I think they scored the first 5 points of the game and then didn't score after that. Gave up 31 straight. Yeah, that team is just sad, bro. Like, so now I definitely want to take the Rams. Just Houston is so nasty, man. So give me the Rams. Give me the Rams big.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have the San Francisco 49ers facing the Chicago Bears at home. Let me pull this up. The 49ers, they are 3.5 point favorites on the road. 39.5 is the over-under there. The total has gone under in 5 of San Fran's last 7 road games. The total has gone under in the last 5 games overall for Chicago. And also the total has gone under in 4 of Chicago's last 5 home games. San Francisco, they are 14-6 straight up in their last 20 road games. Guys, let's pick the winner.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough. I think I'm a little biased in this because I did, obviously, with the Colts getting the dub after 49ers, I kind of feel like they're not as good as I thought they were. But saying that, I mean, it was obviously a super rainy game. I mean, no one could throw the ball. And I want to pick Chicago, man, but they're scoring 14 points a game on average. They are third worst in the entire league. They just can't score a point.
Matt Nagy, their coach.
I don't know. Yes. I don't know how that man still has his job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's on the COVID list this week. So, He's potentially on the COVID list this week. Speaking of Matt Nagy,
really, you know what?
Chicago Bears head coach.
Hey, Matt Nagy is not on that side.
So
I am going the Bears. They're going to score 35 points. Watch. You heard it here first.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know about that. I'm gonna, you know, the 49ers struggled the last game against the Colts, but again, it was raining. Everybody was hot potato with the ball, squirting it out everywhere. Now the other games besides that, they played some close games to some good teams. You know, they lost to the Cardinals by 7. They lost to the Seahawks by 7. They lost to Green Bay by 2. I think the Niners take this one, and Justin Fields, he need to keep putting that work in, try to do something for next year.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. Like, I like the contrary pick, Kyle, but there ain't no way Chicago Bears win this game. Like, come on, what 14 points a game they're averaging. They can't protect the quarterback. I think it is, if Matt Nagy is not the coach for this game, I think it does ironically give the Bears a little bit of juice, but I think that juice only lasts so long. Chicago, they just don't have it on offense, man. They actually 2 weeks ago, they were up until that point, they were leading the league in sacks. I think if San Fran is able to keep Jimmy Garoppolo clean in this game, I don't think it's gonna be close at all. So give me San Fran and give me San Fran big. 3.5 points is a number here. I think they win by 7 at most. I'm sorry. I think they win by 7 at least, probably closer to that 14 number.
Talk to him.
Next game, we have Miami facing Buffalo. Buffalo, they are 13.5 point favorites at home. 49.5 is the over-under. Buffalo, they are 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games against Miami. The total has gone over in 5 of the last 5 matchups between these two teams. And the total has gone over 5 out of the last 6 games between these two teams in Buffalo. Guys, let's pick the winner.
Yeah, so this one would be easy. For sure going Bills by a lot on this one. Dude, Miami is just so bad. I just saw a stat like the other day where they are the first team in NFL history to be in the bottom 5 in passing offense, rushing offense, passing defense, and rushing defense. All bottom 5. First NFL team. The Detroit Lions 0-16 didn't do that. All right. So saying that, Bills by a lot. Also going to be my blowout pick of the week. Sorry.
That's what I was just going to say. This is my blowout pick of the week. Bills about to come in, stretch their legs out, and get to running amok. So Dolphins going to have to figure it out, man. I don't know. Bills by a lot. I
will say this. Shout out to Tua for last week, man. Like, in a losing effort, but he had 4 touchdown passes. I think maybe he was over 400 yards passing. Like, Tua showed out, man. He did what he had to do, especially with all those rumors about Deshaun Watson possibly taking his job. I like the young fella to step up the way he did. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a blowout, y'all. I don't know why, but like, Miami is not a good team at all. Don't get me wrong. But 13.5 points, I think they cover that. But Buffalo definitely wins this game. They just have too much firepower. Cole Beasley, he got to step up because I know he's been killing my fantasy team. I will say that. But other than that, they really have not had any down spots. It's been all sunny and clear for the Buffalo Bills. You know, their offense is picked up right where they left off last year. Defensively, they gotten better. You know, they had that tough loss against the Titans not too long ago, but you know, that was one of those games where, you know, I even said it. I mean, you're able to run the ball at home when you're the Tennessee Titans. That's going to give you a chance to beat Buffalo, especially on a Monday night where players typically play a little harder because the big lights are on. In this matchup, I don't think Miami, they definitely don't have a run game. I don't even know if they have enough offense. But again, I do think the Dolphins keep it close. But I got to go with the Buffalo Bills. It's hard for me to pick against them at home, and they got bigger, loftier goals, much more than the Dolphins. So Buffalo's win this matchup.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have the Cincinnati Bengals facing the lowly New York Jets, who I actually picked last week. I got a lot of flack for that, but you know, sometimes your upsets hit, sometimes they don't. It definitely didn't hit last week, but I got the Bills we have Cincinnati facing the Jets. Cincinnati, they are 10-point favorites on the road. 43 points is the over-under. Cincinnati, they are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games. The Jets, they are 9-1 straight up in their last 10 games at home against Cincinnati. I did not know that. The Jets, they are also 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5 games at home against Cincinnati, and the total has gone under in 5 of the last 6 Bengal games. Guys, let's pick the winner.
Yeah, so this one, I'm sure to go Cincy. Jets will feel bad. Saying that, I don't know why I'm feeling like this, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Jets actually did cover 10.5 points, especially after the high-power game the Bengals just had. But like, they might come back just not have as good of a game as they did, but Cincy's still going to take this one probably by a good amount. But we'll see. I'll take it, Cincy.
Before, just so you fans out there know, I don't know why I'm losing my mind. Zach Wilson, yes. Babyface Zach Wilson, he was injured last game. He exited, and then they brought in Mike White, who was a backup quarterback. I've never heard of Mike White. He looked absolutely terrible, but what do you expect from a backup quarterback for the Jets? And the Jets actually traded for no other than Joe Flacco, who is now back in New York. So potentially Joe Flacco will be the starter here if Zach Wilson cannot go. But there you go, fans. Hicks.
Well, if we were going to do stock up this week, the Bengals would have been my stock up team, and Joe Burrow would have been my stock. Well, either Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase would have been my stock up players.
Man.
They look so good in the thrashing of the Baltimore Ravens, and now they're ahead of the AFC, looking like a dominant team that we haven't seen since the days of my homeboy Marvin Lewis, Ocho Cinco, Hoosiers Mama, and everybody else. So I'm gonna go Bengals. I said all that to say I'm gonna go Bengals. Jets aren't gonna win it all. Bengals.
Yeah, look, if you got Flacco here, I don't know why, but I'm with you, Kyle. I have the Jets covering, but in terms of winning the game, of course, it's going to be Cincinnati. You cannot say Joe Burrow without Jamar Chase, and you can't say Jamar Chase without Joe Burrow. The magic that they had at LSU, it is continuing in the NFL. It's really fun to see, man, because, I mean, the 1-2 punch that they're able to provide, like, Cincinnati has their franchise quarterback. They got their franchise wideout. They made the right decision in not drafting an offensive lineman. Look, offensive linemen, I love you guys, but, O-linemen are kind of dime a dozen. But in terms of a receiver like Jamar Chase on the outside, man, then you still got Tyler Boyd and you still got T. Higgins, and then the tight end, I can't pronounce his last name, but he had 2 long touchdowns last week. Like, Cincinnati can score the ball. The Jets, they can't stop anyone. Again, I do think Jets, for whatever reason, with Flacco, with Mike White, no. But with Flacco, they cover this number. But Cincinnati clearly wins this game. And to me, Cincinnati's going to win the AFC North. And they're a surprise team that, like you said, Hicks, like their stock is only going up. I mean, you may see them in the AFC Championship game. Stay tuned there, man.
Talk to him.
Next, we have the Tennessee Titans facing the Indianapolis Colts. Titans are a slim 1-point favorites on the road. 51 points is the over-under. Tennessee, they are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. Also, the Colts, they are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. The total has gone over in the last 5 road games for Tennessee. However, the total has gone under in 4 of the last 5 home games for the Colts. Guys, let's pick the winner.
This one's honestly a little tough for me because, like, and it's not necessarily just because of being the fan of it, but the Colts have not lost to the Titans because we lost to them last year, the last game we played them, and we just lost to them this year. Colts haven't. The last time they lost to the Titans 3 times in a row was like 2002, and after that, we literally won like 10 or 15 in a row. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like the Titans will probably win this game, but I could not live with myself for picking the Titans when I do know how much it is possible for the Colts to win this game. And if they do, I will be even more upset of me. But if I pick the Colts and they end up losing, they're supposed to lose anyway. I won't feel as bad as that. I'm going with the Colts.
I have to say, this is like, the rivalry, right? This is game of the week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But this is, it's hot and heavy in the AFC South right now. It's going to be tough to stop Derrick Henry, man. It's just going to be tough. That's going to be a task that DeForest Buckner and Darius Leonard. Now, if it's anybody that's up to doing it, they're up to doing it. But, man, this is going to be tough. And here's the thing, is that there's more than just Derrick Henry, obviously. And maybe I'm a Wentz hater. Maybe I'm sore that he... if he has any success with this team.
Yeah, you hate Wentz.
And because the crazy thing is watching the game the other night, and I'm like, Colts are still my hometown team, basically. And I'm like, it's nice to see the Colts do good, but I kind of wanted Wentz to just get out of the game. I know that sounds bad, but I was like, I hope Sorgi gets him a win. Why did I say Sorgi? I mean, what's Eason? Jacob Eason, yeah. I said Sorgi. Wow.
Yeah, it's Sorgi. Wow, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Wow. Let's go back to 1999. Anyway, so unfortunately, I do think that the Colts can do something. I mean, I don't know if that's unfortunately, but I don't think they'll do it, man. I think that the Titans have took a couple big blows this year, and they're going to be really coming to this game ready. And they're the dogs, man. It's crazy. They're the dogs. I'm going to go Titans.
Yeah. This is a game where you have one team, the Colts, to me, their stock is slowly rising, but they still are a team where kind of up and down in terms of you don't really know what you're going to get week to week. Now they've put together 2 solid wins in a row, but if they lose this game, would you be surprised? No. And by the way, why is Indianapolis? Why are they in the AFC South? That's another topic for another.
It makes no sense. The whole division, none of them makes sense, bro. Like,
yeah, NFL, come on now, y'all got to wake up now. Come on. I mean, I can look at a map and see that.
Hey, now I will say though, I'm glad it's like that because I ain't trying to have the Packers in my division. Okay, so I'm not complaining here. All right, I'm just saying it don't make sense.
Or the Bengals or the Ravens.
Yeah,
you don't want to do that. Yeah, and the Ravens should be AFC East, but I know they were the Colts were the Baltimore Colts. Yeah, I get all that, but anyways, back to this game. The Colts are a team where, they win a couple, they'll lose a couple. They'll win one, they'll lose one. So to me, Tennessee, they are hitting the strides at the right time. They just beat KC, who is, by the way, that is a dumpster fire. Like, I told y'all for months, the Super Bowl hangover is real, but I didn't think the Colts Look at me. I didn't think the Chiefs would look that bad. But Tennessee, maybe they're just that good, right? Their defense, it was one of the defenses I thought would pick it up this season because they were so bad last year. Early in the year, they weren't great. But over the last 2 or 3 weeks, they have been better on defense. So because of the way their defense has kind of matched their offense and the way that I can count on them being more consistent, I think they get their, third win in a row in terms of the Titans. In Indianapolis, again, I don't know what you're going to get from my man. Wentz is still your quarterback. He could easily be the Wentz of old. So with that being said, give me Derrick Henry, give me Julio Jones, give me A.J. Brown, give me Ryan Tannehill, give me Mike Vrabel, give me Tennessee Titans to win this game on the road. But this will be a very, very good matchup.
Can I say that I think Vrabel is one of the most underrated kind of coaches, and just from you don't really hear a lot out of Tennessee. And I think when you don't, he probably has a Patriot-esque way about how the organization conducted, even having Ryan Tannehill as your main guy. Like, how many times have y'all heard Ryan Tannehill's voice, honestly? How many commercials have you seen Ryan Tannehill on? Like,
it's kind of a workman's environment, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, lunch pail coach, man. Lunch pail coach.
And he looks so cold. He looks so, man, he looked like a linebacker on the sideline. Like, when you see him on the sideline, he always got his hands on his knees, bent over like he's about to, like he's a middle linebacker ready to go sack the quarterback. Like, and then he had the nice little aviator shades on last game. Like, he looked cold, man. Like, I wish I could play for a coach like that.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have the Pittsburgh Steelers facing the Cleveland Browns. Another old school AFC North battle. Cleveland, they are 4-1 straight up in their last 5 home games. A lot of unders here, guys. So, hey, take the unders here. The total has gone under in 18 of the Steelers' last 24 road games. The total has also gone under in 6 of the last 8 Pittsburgh Steelers games on the road in Cleveland. And I did not say who the favorite here. Cleveland Browns, they are the favorites at home by 3.5 points, and the over-under is set at 42.5. Guys, let's pick the winner.
Yeah, so Browns, they don't have Baker still, right? They don't have OBJ was kind of he was there, he was participating, but just seeing that shoulder was still bothering him. They still have both running backs out. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone's basically out. As weird as it sounds, I'm going to go the Steelers on this. And it's not even necessarily because I believe in the Steelers, so to say. I believe more in Mike Tomlin. And again, if he hasn't had a losing season yet, even with how bad they're playing, I still don't think they'll have a losing season. He somehow finds out how to win games that he has absolutely no business winning. And I feel like with their injuries, even though they overcame it last week, the Steelers are coming off of a bye and, getting the middle of the season bye this week. And Ben might have had an extra week to kind of ice up his entire body again. Maybe he'll break down in the third quarter this week instead of the second. So I think I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one, just because I don't think they'll have a losing season. And I feel like they've had worse teams in the past and still at least went 8-8.
Man, I can almost see that, but I bet against the Browns last week. And my guy Case Keenum came through with the W.
Yeah,
so
Case was good, man.
Bet against the Browns again. I think that defense is still means business. They're only giving up like 80 rushing yards a game right now. And it's just, I don't know. There's more to the Browns than the offensive element and Bake and Odell and all those guys. So let's go Steelers.
Yeah, this is a really tough game. Like we said, an old school AFC North battle. You got Cleveland who, is on their backup quarterback, but we can't sleep on Case Keenum, man. Like what Case Keenum led the Vikings to almost a Super Bowl about 3 years ago. So, he's a solid quarterback there, and he proved that, even on a short week, man, he can do his thing. Cleveland, I don't know who the rookie running back is. His name is slipping me, but his story is incredible. He can definitely hold down the fort in the run game. So I think Cleveland will still be able to run the ball. They got a veteran quarterback. They got a super overpaid receiver. I mean, what are they doing with Odell, y'all? Please tell me. Like what's going on with Odell? He's a what, $15-20 million third receiver? That don't even make no sense. Like either throw him the ball or trade him. So they got to figure that out, man. Like that's kind of ticking me off. And I'm not the biggest OBJ fan, but I know he's a monster. He's a dog, and you got a guy like him, man. They just got him running clear out routes, and they're throwing to the other guys. So I don't like that. But again, Case Keenum, veteran quarterback, the running game is still strong. We saw that against Denver, who was supposed to have a really good defense. They were running all over them. Pittsburgh, Big Ben and the whole crew, you guys know that. Let's see how they play after those rumors with Mike Tomlin possibly going to USC. He kind of deaded those today, but I don't know, man. He may be a little dissension there, but again, one of the best jobs in the NFL and probably all of football is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've had 3 coaches in the last like 70 years. So you don't just leave that, man. Once you're part of that mafia, man, you don't leave. So that was a little off topic, but in terms of winning this matchup, I would take the points with Pittsburgh. Like, it's still the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's still an AFC North battle. It's a divisional game. You take all the points you can in the divisional game, unless the Packers are playing the Bears or my Lions. But in this matchup, you take the points. But in terms of winning the game, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. I mentioned Case Keenum. I mentioned the Browns run game. You talk about their defense, Hicks. But at the end of the day, I just feel like Mike Tomlin pulls out some Mike Tomlin magic. And you guys know, darn sure you would not be surprised. You look up a week from now and we talking about the Steelers winning this game. So give me the Steelers.
Talk to him.
All right, next game, one of the second to last on the 12 o'clock slate. We have the Carolina Panthers facing the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, they are 2.5 point favorites at home. 46 points is the over under. Atlanta, they are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games against the Panthers. They're also 6-1 straight up in those 7 games against the Panthers. The Panthers, they are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 home games. I'm sorry. Carolina, they are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 road games, and the total has gone under in 8 of Carolina's last 10 games overall. Guys, let's pick the winner.
Hey man, this one's tough, man. Because like I said, the Falcons' defense has been just atrocious. The Panthers' offense has just been atrocious. I think I'm gonna go the Falcons. To be honest with you, I'm gonna go with the home team. As much as I do think Sam Darnold could kind of bring them to a victory here, Kyle Pitts is looking good, man. Kyle Pitts is starting to pick it up. He's starting to kind of look like the first rounder that. The high draft pick that they picked him up on. I feel like he was just really quiet up until now, but he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? There was so much hype behind him that people forget he was still a young 20-year-old rookie. He still got to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? It's still a grown man's league. So he is going in the right direction. I think I'm gonna go Falcons on this.
I think the Falcons, when I picked them, they've been rolling with me this year. And not only that, man, the Panthers are trending down. They're just trending way down. 4 straight losses. They just lost to the Giants. That's just not a good look. I mean, the Falcons, they don't have a ton of good wins. They have 3 wins, with the Giants being one of them and the Jets being another one. And the other one's Miami, but at least they are beating somebody. So I feel like trend-wise, the Falcons are trending up, Panthers are trending down, and I'm going Falcons.
Hey, this will be 3 straight wins for Atlanta if they win this game.
Uh-oh.
Who would have thunk it? Who would have? You guys know me, man. The moment a team is playing bad is when I want to take them. I want to buy low and sell high. Atlanta, they just won 2 in a row. Flying high, they're back home. Carolina, they can't get anything right. The whole world is going to take Atlanta. I'm going to take Atlanta too. Okay. With this, Carolina, they can't score. They can't score. They score what? A total of 3 points against the Giants. Okay. Like the Giants, they only scored 3 points. Like Carolina, again, Sam Darnold, he was my stock down player last week. His stock is even lower. I haven't liked him since college. He's always been turnover prone. And when you take Christian McCaffrey away from that team, they look totally different, y'all. Totally different. And Atlanta, like we said, they're flying high. Them boys want to go clubbing, man. They want to show their face in Atlanta, and the only way to do that is to win. I've said that for weeks and weeks, and they've got 2 wins in a row, and I guarantee those boys are partying, man. And now they get a chance to be at home, get their 3rd win in a row, get another win in the division, get back to the club, and they can show their face and wear their chains and be icy and feel like, hey, we the men now. Like we doing our thing. We got 3 wins in a row. I'm taking Atlanta. I'm taking Atlanta all day. I don't know why they're only 2.5 point favorites here. I think that's just more of the name behind it, right? Carolina, they had a fast start. Atlanta, they had a slow start, but Atlanta's a better team here, and they have the quarterback that is. It's funny that I'm even saying this, but Matty Ice, he is twice the quarterback that Sam Darnold is. So Darnold's back to his Jet days. I like Atlanta. They can score. Carolina cannot. So Atlanta actually big, man.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have, and probably the game of the week. This is me versus Hicks. We have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the famed Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, they are not favorites. They're underdogs at home. The Eagles, they are 3.5 point favorites on the road. 48 points is the over-under. A lot of over-under trends. I don't have to read much of them, but the total has gone under in the last 5 games for my Lions. The total has gone over, however, in 5 of the last 5 games between these 2 teams. So, guys, let's pick the winner.
Hey, man, these are 2 bad teams, unfortunately.
Sad, bad.
I said a couple weeks ago that I was done being a Lions fan. I was done with it. I'm not gonna pick them anymore. There's as much as my heart wants to, I can't do it. Did I lie to myself? Did I unfortunately lie to you fans out there? Something is I want to go with the Lions, man. I really do. I think what it is, honestly, is I've watched a lot more Philly than I have the Lions, and I just haven't seen it. Okay, but what I can see in my head is Jalen Hurts running for his entire life, an entire game, where their entire offense is him. Hey, run to the sideline and chuck the ball to the ground. It seems like that is their entire offense, man. And MCDC, he was crying. This man cares. All right. I've heard online some Lions fans, they're saying to give this man a lifetime contract. All right. And he hasn't even won a game yet.
That's
saying that, I'm gonna go Eagles. I literally changed it right there. I can't do it. I can't do it. I changed it in the last 4 seconds. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do, for you Lions fans out there. I really hope I'm wrong. I would be ecstatic. I will take the 1 win or the 1 game in my loss column for you guys to win this game. But I'm gonna go Eagles.
I appreciate that. Come on, Hicks. Go for it.
Crazy as it sounds, something makes me want to go Lions too.
Man.
Like, it's crazy. You can just, it's like if you look at this game in your head, you just can see the Lions win for whatever reason. Like,
that's never good, by the way.
And the Eagles' number 1 play of running to the sideline and chucking the ball is spot on with what Kyle said. It's crazy. I'm gonna go Eagles as well, because I want to believe that the Eagles, having won 2 games and beat 2 professional NFL football teams, have something in them, and that the Lions may get close and they may put up a fight, but I think that at the end of the day, they don't have pieces. The Eagles don't have the puzzle put together at all, but they got some pieces, And the Lions, they're missing pieces. The box is held together with tape and stuff. So I'm gonna go Eagles barely.
Hey, the Lions got that puzzle you get from Goodwill that's missing about 4 or 5 pieces.
Yep, that's exactly what I had in my mind.
Oh Lord, come on, get them out. Get all the jokes you guys can. Get them out, man. I hear it all the time. Man. All right, guys. Look, fans, Kyle, Hicks, you guys know who I'm going with, man. Like, you know what it is.
I can't.
I don't want to.
Say it. I want to hear the words out of your mouth.
I don't. Do I have to? I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to pick my Lions. I don't want to pick the Detroit Lions. But against the Philadelphia Eagles at home, maybe like last week, maybe we get about 3 or 4 punt fakes. Maybe we do a couple onside kicks. I don't know. Maybe we play with 15 men on the field. Maybe that's what we need. Somehow, some way, MCDC, he gets my boys going. Detroit. Necessarily the best thing you want to do. Like, LA can get tricky. It's a lot more things to do than focus when you're in LA. Give me the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert. Love what they can do on offense, man. Eckler, give him the ball as much as possible. Mike Will made it. Throw it up to him. Keenan, sharp routes. Allen, who could lose a defender in the phone booth. He gonna get loose, man. They just got weapons, bro. So I like the Chargers, and actually 5.5 points. I don't even think that's enough. I think they win by a touchdown at least. But this will be a very high scoring game, a very entertaining game. Bill Belichick versus Herbert. I understand that. But Belichick don't play, y'all. Like, he don't play. He's on the sideline. So I like the Chargers. I like their team. They're a better team. They've had a tougher schedule. They are just have been the better team thus far. Don't let that Ravens game fool you guys. Chargers win big at home.
Talk to him.
All right, next we have the Jacksonville Jaguars facing the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks, they are a generic, and when I mean generic, 3-point favorites at home. 44 points is the over-under. no against the spread or straight up stats here, but the total has gone over in 5 of Jacksonville's last 6 games against Seattle. The total has gone under, however, 4 of the last 5 games for Jacksonville. And the total has gone under also in the 4 of the last 5 games for Seattle. Guys, let's pick the winner.
Hey, so this one, this one's interesting because you guys are really pretty high in the Seahawks, for preseason here, and they're having the worst start, I believe, since like the 70s or 80s or something like that I saw.
I heard that stat.
It ain't going well for him. Now, I will say,
Russell's been out, yo.
Russell's been out. I get it. I really think Geno still hasn't been playing too bad. I feel like he's just been very, very unlucky. And he hasn't really gotten over that hump. I don't think Geno's going to be a completely defeated quarterback this year. I think Russ will come back in a few weeks, I think. So saying that, I think this is one that at home, the Seahawks are going to take. Jags are, I think the Jags will keep it close. I think a 3-point favorite is a pretty accurate, to be honest with you, in this type of game.
Is that disrespect?
No.
3 points at home against Jags. Right, is that disrespect?
Hey, that's no disrespect. We all love over here. You know what I'm saying? We all love. But I'm going to pick the Seahawks, but I don't like it. Let's just say that.
Okay.
If that is disrespect, it's probably to Geno Smith. But I don't know. I don't know, man. This is tough. It shouldn't be this tough, but I don't know if I can see Jags getting this win, and the Seahawks have been, kind of stuttering a bit, but I gotta go Seahawks at home on this one. I'm taking the 12th man.
Yeah, you guys know me. When I feel like I have to take a team, that's typically when I go the other way. But it ain't no way on God's green earth that I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars in Seattle when Seattle needs a win, and you got a rookie quarterback going against the 12s, which could arguably be the loudest crowd within the NFL. And I think they turn up this game, man. Seattle, no numbers on the straight up or against the spread. I think you throw that out the window when it's clearly a very desperate team that hasn't had a start like this. They're 2-5 right now. They haven't had a start like this in a very long time. They understand that, them making the playoffs is very tough because they're not going to win their division. We talked about it, arguably the best division in football, and 2 of the other 3 teams within that division, speaking of the Rams and Cardinals, they look like Super Bowl contenders. So you're going to need maybe make a wild card, and you're going to need a lot to happen, especially while Russ is out. Russ has a few more weeks to go, but this is one that I hate to say it because Geno Smith is a quarterback. This is the one that is looking like almost like do I say guarantee? I hate to say that, but to me, I don't think there's a way that Seattle loses this. I mean, they played the Saints tough, barely lost to them, and I know it's not your normal Saints, but it is the Saints. They all lost a tough one to the Steelers. The Rams, when they had Russell Wilson, I mean, that one was close. They had a chance to win that. So Seattle, their record does not show how good of a team they actually are. And I think Jacksonville at home, you only a 3-point favorite at home against Jacksonville. To me, that is disrespect, yo. Like, if I'm a coach, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So give me Seattle. And to me, this is the guarantee win of the week.
Talk to him.
Next, we have the Washington football team visiting the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, they are also a 3-point favorite at home. 43.5 points is the over-under. Let me see. Washington, they are 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road against Denver. And the total has gone over in 5 of the last 6 games in Washington between these 2 teams. Guys, let's pick the winner.
I am actually going to have this one as my lowest score of the game, or lowest scoring game of the week. And it ain't because of the defense, I'll tell you that, but they're the 23rd and 24th worst teams, I guess, in the NFL when it comes to points per game. The Washington football team have given up like 30 plus points a game. They gotta have a game like where they turn things around. I mean, their D-line on paper is stacked. Oh man, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the home team. I'm gonna go Broncos. I don't really like it much. I feel like the Broncos are also kind of on a downhill slope, but I feel like Washington kind of started there and they haven't really moved at all. So I think if you're stagnant, you're only getting worse still. So I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go the Broncos of this one, even though I do think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think the Washington football team's defense. It's not if they will or what they'll do, but they have to have a good game this week.
Man, both of these teams have burned me picking them a lot this year. So this one's kind of rough, I guess, for me personally. But I just don't believe in Teddy Bridge anymore. Not that I ever believed in Taylor Heineke, but I just don't believe in Teddy Bridge anymore. I don't know. With that being said, I know it sounds crazy, but I still think I'm going to go Denver because as much as I don't believe in Teddy Bridge, oh man, I don't know, man. I'm going to go ahead and go with Vegas. You know what I mean? Because honestly, this one's tough for me for some reason. And I know it's not a lot. Denver's the 3-point favorite, but to me, this game's a toss-up, so I guess I'll go with who's the favorite. I'm going with Denver.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, this is a very tough game for all the wrong reasons. Like, there's really no reason to pick any of these teams. But I don't know if you guys were watching or saw any of the Washington versus Packers game. Like, Packers, I mean, they were the better team in that game. But Washington, they had like 5 trips in the red zone. Like, they had one where Taylor Heineke like dove. He wasn't touched. He dove for the end zone, but they said that they reversed the touchdown because they said he was giving himself up, so he was short. And then they went for it on 4th down. They got stopped like twice on 4th down in the red zone. I think that maybe they had a field goal blocked. Like, they should have scored way more points against the Packers, is what I'm trying to say, than they did last week. Packers defense is not that great, but Denver, man, they need a win. They probably should have had that win against the Browns. I know both you guys picked them, and with the Browns backups, they beat Denver. Now on a short week, a Thursday, okay, you can make that excuse. Denver's back at home, Mile High, yeah, should win this game, but to me, man, when it's both these teams, you don't know what they're gonna bring. It's a toss-up. Only 3 points. Like, look, I've seen this enough. I would take the points all day here because, again, toss-up. At least I can start with a 3-point lead. And because of that, because I don't know what you're going to get, and the fact that I just like picking against what conventional wisdom would tell you to pick, most people are probably going with Denver, just being at home. I'm going Washington. They can't play a lick of defense, but you don't need much when you're going against Denver, who, is kind of sputtered lately, especially on the offensive end. Taylor Heineke, he's a gamer. May not love him. We make a lot of jokes about him, but he's a gamer. And I think when you have a quarterback that can kind of run and throw you, he's kind of unorthodox in that style. I think that can give a defense some problems. In Washington, they had a couple weapons with Gibson and McLaurin, and they got a couple other guys, but I just don't think Denver is that team that we thought maybe they were early in the year. So give me the points with Washington, and I have the Washington football winning this game in Mile High.
Talk to him.
All right, next we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers facing the New Orleans Saints. The Bucs, they are 5-point favorites on the road. 50 points is the over-under. Tampa Bay, in the last 15 games, they have won 14 of them. They're also 10-1 straight up in their last 11 road games. And New Orleans Saints, they are 5-1 against the spread and 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games against Tampa Bay. Interesting. Guys, let's pick the winner.
So I'm going to tell you guys exactly how this game is going to end. This game is going to end. Jameis Winston, he scored 13 points last week. He is back and forth. I think he's going to have another 400-plus yard game. It is going to end with 1 minute, 45 seconds left. Jameis scores. Bucs are down by 5 points, and you're going to get that look. You're going to get that look on the sideline from the GOAT Tom Brady. and he's going to take it down, 2 seconds left, score the game-winning touchdown. Bucs are going to win, though it's going to be my highest scoring game of the week. I think Jameis is going to go off as well. He's still going to throw about 2 picks probably, but he's still going to have over 400 yards, maybe about 3-4 touchdowns. But I'm going to go Bucs take the win on this one.
Yeah, I can't find myself to bet against Tom Brady, especially when his opponent includes Jameis Winston as the starting quarterback. So, just simple as that. I'm going Bucs. I think they're going to keep cruising towards their playoff destiny.
This game is interesting. This would actually be only the second home game for New Orleans in New Orleans for this year, because they've been displaced with the hurricane early in the year. So this does make it interesting. New Orleans being back at home, getting that energy from their home fans. Conventional wisdom, right? I mean, New Orleans, they beat the brakes off of the Saints. No, I'm sorry, New Orleans, the Saints, they beat the brakes off of Tampa Bay last year, early in the year. But that was so early in the year. Maybe some people look back at that game and think, hey, maybe New Orleans can keep it close. The only way to keep it close with Tampa Bay is unless it's a miracle or you have a quarterback that can match what Tom Brady can do on the offensive end. And not a lot of quarterbacks can say that. And the most up and down quarterback that you can find in the NFL is who? Jameis famous Winston. So he looked good last week. And they got the win last week. But if you know anything about the Saints this year, they win a game, they lose a game. They win the next game, they lose the next game. They won last week. Something right here tells me they're probably going to lose this week. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me Tom Brady to throw. I would say 3 touchdowns. Just went over. Hey, by the way, my man that gave the ball back to the Buccaneers after Mike Evans handed him the 600th touchdown pass ball from Tom Brady, he handed it back. What would you guys have done in that situation? Please tell me.
Hey, I'll tell you right now. I mean, first off, I don't know if you saw the deal he got from it. He got a pretty good deal. All right, he got like hold on. He got like 2 Tom Brady jerseys signed, Mike Evans jersey, cleats, another game ball, $1,000 in the sports section,
credit,
all that stuff. Saying
that's
that
a Bitcoin.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tom Brady gave him a Bitcoin.
Yeah. He said like something special from Tom Brady. So,
oh, dang. Okay. Yeah. All right. You know what? If you had a Bitcoin in there, I might be okay with it, because I think I saw that the value of that ball on auction was going to be
$500K.
Like $500K. You know what I'm saying? So I probably would have given it back too, but I would have held it a little bit longer, and I for sure would have waited until I got that deal signed and delivered, then giving it back. They wouldn't have got that back to me in the stadium. They would have taken me to the back. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, be careful. They may have taken you to the back, and then you may not have came out of the back. Yeah, I'm going with the Bucs here, man. Just off of that, just off of GP, just off of good karma. I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Talk to him.
In our Sunday night matchup, we have the Dallas Cowboys facing the Minnesota Vikings. Cowboys, they are 2.5-point favorites on the road. 55 points is the over-under. Dallas, they are 5-0 against the spread and 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games. Minnesota, they are 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 home games versus Dallas. Minnesota is also 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall against the Dallas Cowboys. Guys, let's pick the winner.
Yeah, on this one, I think I'm going to go Cowboys on this one. If we would have done Power 5s, I think they probably would have finally cut into my Power 5. Now, they did have a bye this last week, but they're coming off of a really great, crazy game with the Patriots 2 weeks ago. So they're coming together. They're getting 2 weeks of film, 2 weeks of preparation. And I think they're doing well, get a little bit healthier than what they were. I'm going Cowboys, and honestly, it surprised me that they're only 2.5-point favorites on this.
And see, I look at that and I'm like, why is the line so close when the Cowboys are so good? Like, Vegas has to know something we don't know. So I get the same type of feeling in that Lions-Eagles game as I get here, but I'm still gonna go with the Cowboys. I don't know. This is a weird one. Like I say, this is another kind of 50-50, just toss up, see where it lands type of game. So to my chagrin, I think the Cowboys will take this one.
Yeah, Captain Kirk, man. Does he show up in a primetime game, Sunday night matchup at home? A lot of pressure. This will be my highest total of the week. I think this game goes way over the board. I think there's close to 65 points, 70 points scored in this matchup. And I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. They have arguably the most explosive offense in the NFL currently. And the Minnesota Vikings ain't the team to be able to slow them down. And the only way to be able to beat Dallas is to be able to keep up with them. That's what the Patriots had a chance to do a couple of weeks ago. And they couldn't do it. The only team that has beaten the Dallas Cowboys was the reigning champs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady, Benjamin Buttons. When it comes to Minnesota, again, feast or famine when they got in terms of their quarterback back there. So unless they're able to score, 30 to 35 points, which they're capable of, but if you're banking on that, maybe a long night for you, especially as a primetime game with Kirk Cousins. So I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys. I'm taking them to cover this number. I don't care what Vegas says, 2.5, and I'm taking that because I believe in Dallas. And if I'm going to be wrong, I'd rather be wrong taking Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys as opposed to being wrong or trying to be the smart guy and take the Minnesota Vikings. So give me the Dallas Cowboys and win this game.
Talk to him.
Our last matchup, we have the New York Giants facing the Kansas City Chiefs. I will say questionable is Patrick Mahomes in this matchup. He left last game. He had a knee to the head. The Kansas City Chiefs are still 10-point favorites at home, and the over-under is set at 52 points. The Giants, they are 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games against KC. They're also 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games against KC. Kansas City, they are 16-4 in their last 20 games at home, and the total has gone under in 5 of Kansas City's last 6 games against the Giants. Fellas, for our Monday night matchup and our last matchup of the week, let's pick the winner.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be real with you. Before the season, if you would have said a Week 8 matchup between the Chiefs and the Giants would be a must-win game for the Chiefs, I would think you're on something, dude. But this is a must-win game. If the Chiefs don't win this game, they're dead. We're halfway through the season almost. That's not an overaction. If they lose this game, they are legit dead. Saying that, I'm going to pick the Chiefs at home. But I don't care if the Chiefs were honest. No matter what their favorite, they never cover. Ever. I would take the Giants on the cover, but I'm going to give the Chiefs winning in Arrowhead just because they have to, or they might as well just kind of start looking at the draft.
And it's funny that you say that kind of, if you know about the Chiefs, they traditionally are always like haven't lived up to it type of team. But I just, even with all the kinks they got going on and issues with the defense and issues with whatever, I know the Giants just came off a win, but I just don't see them executing and doing what they really need to do. Like, I just can't see that happening. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. And I mean, I don't know. I guess eventually they have to be able to turn back to somewhat of the Chiefs that we know. And that eventually might be this week with the Giants. So, yep, Chiefs.
Yeah, I was trying to look up some information to see if Mahomes, it's too early now, but to see, kind of what's his status at this current point. I would be surprised that if he doesn't play, I wouldn't fault him, right? Because, head injuries are serious, but I would kind of be surprised at this point in the season, with it being a must win if he does not play. Let me ask you this, and it's probably, I don't know if you've been taking down the picks, right, Kyle?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. What game do we all have the same team? What games?
So we all got the Cards versus the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
We all have the Rams beating the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
We all got the Bills beating Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We all got Cincy beating the Jets. Hicks, did you pick the Browns or the Steelers?
I picked the Browns.
Browns? Okay. We all got the Falcons beating the Panthers. And we all got the Seahawks beating the Jags. We all got the Bucs beating the Saints. and we all got the Cowboys beating the Vikings.
See, those are tricky. Those are the tricky ones. Those are the tricky ones. And if I pick KC, we all have Kansas City beating the Giants, correct?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I don't like that. I never like that. I never like any of that. Hey, just the fact that we have like 5 games where we all have picked the same thing. I don't like that at all. Not one bit. But this is one of those games where I gotta jump on the bandwagon, especially if Patrick Mahomes is playing, which again, I would be surprised if he doesn't. KC needs this game. And they absolutely need this game. And the Giants are flying high after a win over the Panthers, right? Where they were the underdog at home. But now they got to travel to Kansas City, arguably the loudest place to play, Arrowhead, in the NFL. A quarterback that is turnover prone. Quarterback that, honestly makes a lot of rookie mistakes in Daniel Jones. And he can look really bad really fast. And again, KC needs this win. I think this is a perfect opportunity for KC's defense that will never be good this year. Let me say that. But this opportunity where they can at least feel good about slowing the team down, because Giants do not score at all. So I have KC winning this game. I will join the party with you guys. I don't really have much else to say about this game, but I'm just looking at it. I don't see a way where Kansas City doesn't win. And I know they're 10-point favorites and we can say they don't cover, but that's either Vegas just thinking we're fools as Joe Public, and we just blindly take Kansas City in the situation where everyone feels like they must win. So they cover that 10 points, or they know something we don't know in terms of, even though they don't cover, they're still double-digit favorites at home. So I don't think there's any way Kansas City loses unless Patrick Mahomes doesn't play. But in terms of the number, honestly, I would probably lean towards Kansas City covering this number somehow, some way. Only if Mahomes plays, but I feel like they can cover that number as well.
Talk to him.
All right, so that will wrap it up for us, guys. Fans, again, we just did the Pick the Winner segment. Be ready for us next week to do our power rankings as well as our stock up and stock down. You guys have totally enjoyed that. We'll get the picks out for this week. Kyle, we'll be able to post, I know you don't know it now, but the overall rankings with our win-loss record of us 3 for the year. So be able to post that and get that to you guys. But anything you guys want to say to the fans?
No, man, just keep on. Appreciate you guys. Keep listening. Like we said, go ahead and tweet at us, share it. You guys like the show, just keep listening, keep sharing to your friends. And let's go ahead. And we are almost, after this week, we are going to be exactly halfway through the season. It is flying by. And I just can't, it's going to be playoffs by